Hey YouTubers, it's your friendly neighborhood Captain, and man, how are you all doing today? Today I'm going to talk about the Infinity Stones. What are they? Where are they? And how's Thanos, this purple guy, gonna get all these stones and how he's gonna use it against the Avengers and the Guardians in Avengers Infinity War. So what are these Infinity Stones? These Infinity Stones are six immensely powerful gems in the Marvel Universe. And once a person assembles all these stones and they put them in this gauntlet, this basically makes them a god. This gives them virtual omnipotence and they become the most powerful being in the universe. And currently in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, we have seen five of these six gems. So there's the Soul Gem, Time Gem, Space, Mind, Reality, and Power. And we have seen Time, Space, Mind, Reality, and Power, and we haven't seen the Soul Gem yet. So the first gem we ever saw in this MCU was the Space Gem, which was also called as a Tesseract. We saw this in Captain America the First Avenger and the first Avengers movie. And this gem allows the user to travel between other dimensions, to open portals, to travel between other realities, etc. So the Tesseract, aka the Space Gem, is currently sitting on Asgard in Odin's vault. The second gem we saw in the MCU was the Mind Gem, which we saw in the first Avengers movie in Loki's scepter. Now this gem allows the user to control other people's minds. Currently this gem is sitting on Vision's forehead. So the third gem which we saw in the MCU was the Ether, also called as the Reality Stone. Now this stone, as the name implies, it allows you to control, to manipulate all of reality itself. And we saw the Ether in Thor the Dark World. And currently this Ether, this Reality Stone, it is sitting safe in the collector's hands. But before I move on to the next gem, I just want to clarify something. So the Mind Gem, that is yellow. That's on Vision's forehead, and the Ether is red. That's with the collector. But people have asked me, understandably, is the Reality Stone the stone that powers Wanda Maximoff? But no, that's not the case. It's the Mind Gem. Now I understand because the Ether and her powers are red, like the red colored, but that's not the case. It's the Mind Gem that powers the Scarlet Witch. So the fourth gem in the MCU was the Orb, also called as a Power Gem in the first Guardians movie. Now this gem allows the user to basically gain all the power and all the energy in the world so they can destroy worlds. And currently this gem is under the protection of the Nova Corps, as we saw in the ending of the first Guardians movie. The fifth gem, the last gem which we have seen yet in the MCU, has been the Time Gem, also called the Eye of Agamotto in the Doctor Strange movie. Now this is a gem that allows the user to control time, to reverse time, to go back in time, to create time loops, as we saw in the Doctor Strange movie where Doctor Strange basically creates a time loop against Dormammu. That was really cool, that was awesome. And currently it is sitting safe with Doctor Strange in his Sanctum Sanctorum. So we have talked about five gems, but there's one gem which we haven't talked about yet, which is the Soul Gem, which hasn't been introduced yet in the MCU. Now this gem allows the user to steal, to control the souls of the living or the dead. Now I have some theories on where we might see the Soul Gem and who might we see the Soul Gem with. For the where part, I believe. So first of all, we have four movies before we get Avengers Infinity War. So we have Spider-Man Homecoming, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Thor Ragnarok, Black Panther. So we can rule out Spider-Man Homecoming and Black Panther to have the Soul Gem because I don't think there are going to be any stones whatsoever in these two movies. Now the next possibility is the second Guardians movie, but the director James Gunn has said that there is no Infinity Stone in the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 movie. But again, maybe we might see in the post-credits scene because it's not exactly part of the movie. But let's just say that it's not in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. So that leaves us with two options. Either it's going to be in Thor Ragnarok or in Avengers Infinity War. Now, personally, I think it's going to be Thor Ragnarok because in the movie we're going to be introduced to Hela, who's the ruler of Hell. And I'm guessing she can control the souls of the living because I mean she's the ruler of Hell after all. So there's a huge possibility that we might see in Thor Ragnarok. But I also heard some theories that maybe we have seen the Soul Gem already um, maybe it's in Thor's hammer, because after all, the hammer, it can, like, see through your soul to decide to deem if you're worthy or not to lift the hammer. Or maybe Heimdall, like, who's like the guy that can, like, see every single soul, all the trillions of souls in the universe. Maybe he's the one that wields the soul gem. I don't know, but it's possible that maybe it's with Hela, or it's with Thor, or it's in Thor's hammer, or it's with Heimdall, or maybe it can be anywhere else where we just haven't seen yet. So now let's talk about how's Thanos gonna assemble all these gems, because I mean, after all, he's gonna do it because it's called Avengers Infinity War, and we're gonna have like 67 characters on screen to fight Thanos. It's gonna be awesome. But let's first start with the Tesseract, the space gem. Now I think that Thanos is gonna get his hands on this gem by the end of Thor Ragnarok, and I think this makes sense because by the end of Thor Ragnarok, Asgard's gonna be destroyed, and it's gonna be perfect for Thanos to come and take the gem. I mean, after all, he's really powerful without the gems itself, so I don't think he's gonna have problem to opening Odin's vault and taking the space gem. Now the next one is the mind gem. I think Thanos is gonna get this gem, which is in the Vision's forehead currently. I think he's gonna get it in Avengers Infinity War. I think he's gonna rip it out of Vision's forehead, which quite possibly is gonna kill the android. Maybe because he's an android, he can transfer his conscience to another being or something. But I do think Vision's gonna die in Avengers Infinity War. Now, next is the Ether. I think he's gonna get his hands on the Ether by the end of Thor Ragnarok. I think he's gonna go in to the Collector's office, and I think he's gonna basically force the Collector to give it, or he's gonna kill him. I think he'll get his hands on the Reality Stone in Thor Ragnarok. Next is the Orb, which is the Power Stone. I think he's gonna get his hands on the Power Stone by the end of Guardians 2. I think in the post-credit scene, I think he's gonna raid the Nova Corps base. He's gonna raid them. I think he's gonna kill every single one of them, and I think he's gonna get his hands on the Power Gem. Next is the tricky one, the Time Gem. I'm really not sure like which movie can he get his hands on. Maybe it's gonna be Thor Ragnarok, because I mean, at the end of Doctor Strange, we saw Thor with Doctor Strange in the post-credit scene. There's a possibility that Doctor Strange is gonna be in Thor Ragnarok in the opening scene, and I think by the end of the movie, maybe he's gonna get his hands on the Time Gem then, or maybe like he'll just have to wait for Avengers Infinity War to get his hands on the Time Gem as well. And the last gem, the Soul Gem, I am really not sure because we haven't seen it yet, or have we? But assuming that we haven't seen it yet, I don't know like which movie he can get his hands on it. Maybe it's gonna be Black Panther, which I don't think so, which I highly doubt it. But maybe it's gonna be Thor Ragnarok. He's gonna we first see the Soul Gem, and I think by the end of Black Panther in the post-credit scene, he might get his hands on the Soul Gem. Or he'll just wait for Avengers Infinity War. So guys, that's my video on what are the Infinity Stones, where are they currently, and how Thanos might get his hands on it in which movies. So if you like this video, please like, please subscribe, and stay spicy.